Okay, it's now 7:30 and time to call up the 2-meter portion of the RocCityNet. The net meets here on the 145.11 Bristol, New York repeater every Sunday evening at 7:30 p.m. The purpose of the net is to build friendship and dedication to all amateur radio operators. Okay, calls will be taken in order of check-in. Once checked in, you'll go. We can go directly to you with each station, and then we'll go down the bottom of the list and start over again. I would like to ask that you call out my call sign, W2JTF, unkey the mic, and then give me your call sign as slowly as possible, because it's a little difficult for me at times to get everybody, and I want to make sure I've got everything accurate. So I guess we'll start out with any mobiles or HTs. Go ahead, call W2JTF.
W2 Joint Tactical Fighter, copy, Whiskey 3 Old Atomic Bomb.
W2 GTF, Whiskey Bravo 2, Charlie November Charlie.
W2 JTF, KD2 NTX, no traffic.
W2JTF, WB2KAO, Tim in Greece with traffic. Good evening, John.
Okay, let's hold it up there. We'll start with the top of the list, W3OAB, John, over in Ogden. Good evening, John.
Good evening, gang. I'm Mobile on my way back from the fashionable east side. And I just wanted to remind everybody the September VHF contest comes up next weekend, so this is you can use the holiday to wrench on your antennas and get ready for action. And back to net, W3OAB.
Very good, John. Thanks for checking in as always, and glad to see you're back on the west side, or headed back to the west side. All right, we'll move on to WN2CNC. Good evening.
No, it hasn't had an N in it in years, unless I slipped up. This is Whiskey Bravo 2, Charlie November Charlie. Name is Bob, and we're in Chili, and just sitting in the family room with the handheld. No traffic.
All right, very good, Bob. You know, I got that right the first time, but I don't know, for some reason I thought it was an N, so that's my fault. And thank you very much for checking in, and we'll NTX Joe, good evening. I know you don't have any traffic. I just thought I'd give you a shout out, and we'll move on to WB2KO, Tim in Greece. Go ahead, Tim.
WB2KAO, very good evening to everybody. Good to hear Bob there, CNC. I haven't heard Bob in a long time. Good to hear you, sir, and everybody. Just 3 items tonight. First of all, I'd like to list a rig for sale for a friend, for Rich, WQ2I, Whiskey Quebec 2 India, WQ2I. Rich has a Yaesu FT950. Yaesu FT950 in excellent brand new condition. All the documentation, original boxes. He has an FT3000 and is selling the FT950 for $800 in brand new condition. You can email him at WQ2I, Whiskey Quebec 2 India, WQ2I@ARRL.net. WQ2I@ARRL.net, and his name is Rich. Secondly, want to mention the passing of a real pioneer as far as repeaters and just a wonderful friend, Jack Smith, W2QYT, Auburn, New York, passed away this past Thursday at the age of 73. Any of you who have listened to or worked through the 14700 repeater, the Auburn repeater, Jack was trustee of that repeater and involved with other repeaters in central New York. A very good friend I'd known since 1965. And the third thing is that the annual business meeting of the Rochester Amateur Radio Association will take place this coming Wednesday, September 6th, at 7 p.m. at the Boy Scout headquarters, 2320 Brighton Henrietta Town Line Road. Their annual meeting on September 6th. Back to net, Jeff. Thanks very much. Nice job. W2JTF from WB2KAO.
Okay, very good, Tim. Thanks, and thanks for that information about Jack. I think I have talked to him a couple times, actually. In the 3 years that I've been a ham, I know I've talked to him at least once, and boy, you hate to hear that. But okay, well, we're going to move on to any other stations who would like to check in. Please call W2JTF. And let it begin,
W2JTF, KE2SI, Paul in Canada.
W2JTF, K2ZX, Joe in North Greece. How you doing, Jeff?
W2JTF, WA2CNC in Canada.
W2JTF, KC2GTO, Paul in Webster.
WQTJF, KCLO, Chuck in Penfield.
Okay, hold it right there for a minute. Chuck, what was your call sign again?
This is KJ7AV, Tom and Charlie.
Chuck, can you give me your call sign again?
Kilo Charlie 2 Lima Oscar.
WR2AHL repeater.
Okay, let's hold it up there, and we will start with Paul, KE2SI. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening to everybody on the net. Looks like a little bit of a wet Labor Day here. We're supposed to make it out to Olean today, but decided not to go because the weather is so poor. My mom's family reunion is down there every year, and I guess I'm just a fair weather relative where that's concerned. But I did hang around the house here today, cleaned up the shack, and got some things sorted out. It's been a productive day. And I want to hail my friend Bob, WB2CNC. Bob and I worked together at Kodak and Carestream, and I haven't talked to him in a while. And he and my wife rode together on ambulance for a while there, so good to hear him in there tonight. And hello, everybody else. And I'm going to turn it back to Net. Back to you, Joe. Oh, goodness. Back to Net Control.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate the check-in, and I forgot to mention, if anybody has a recheck, just call out recheck, and we'll turn it over to you. And by the way, I forgot to mention my name's Jeff, Juliet Echo Foxtrot. Okay, we're going to move on to Joe, K2ZX. Evening, Joe.
Good evening, Jeff, and everybody on the net this evening. This is Joe, K2ZX up here in North Greece. Just watching air disasters here. Good show. But anyhow, just waiting for the ball game to start here. And, I think it's already started, those Red Sox and Yankees. We're going to watch that here tonight. Didn't get out to Pulteneyville today. Had a bunch of stuff to do, but I did go pick up my satellite antennas from KD2LGX. Larry out there, if he's out there. Thanks, Larry. The RocCityNet breakfast will be this coming Saturday at the Villager out in Canandaigua. We'll move that back out to the Villager. We like that spot. And the following Saturday is going to be the RocCityNet Fest down at Cavalry Lodge at Mendon Ponds. Got a whole bunch of RSVPs already. I think we got about 30 so far, looking to get some more. Let me know if you guys are coming, if you already haven't told me, and how many you're bringing. And
Access T-Mobile in Elmira.
A success. We got a special event called K2 Charlie, same as last year, K2C, and looking forward to that. And then off in the future is the NYQP down at the Park Cayuga there, and more about that to come, I guess. So that's about it, Jeff. We'll turn it back to you, and everyone have a great evening. K2ZX.
Thanks, Joe, for checking in. And yeah, I can't believe September is almost, halfway through already. Where did the summer go? Unbelievable. Well, I shouldn't say halfway through. We're in the beginning of it, but working on halfway through. So I look forward to the RocCityNet Fest also. So it's always a good time. I know I've been to probably 3 now, and you do a heck of a job, Joe. Okay, we're going to move on to Len, WA2ZNC. Good evening, Len.
Good evening, Jeff, and the RocCityNet, WA2ZNC. Not too much difference here today from yesterday. I was able to head out for lunch with part of my family without getting any rain, and coming back home without getting any raindrops. So I missed all the rain today. So my car didn't get washed. So back to you, Jeff. And say hello to somebody I know out there. Anyway, WA2ZNC.
Okay, Len, thanks for checking in as always. And I'm glad you didn't get caught in the rain. It was rained over here where I am in Chile a little bit, but not too bad. So there was a little thunder, but nothing major. So, all right, we'll move on to Paul, KC2GTO. Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff, and good to hear you and everyone else in the net. Just got back, was on vacation out in Salisbury, Massachusetts, New Hampshire for the week. So we had a good time, did a little portable operating down on the ocean side there, got Europe a little bit, but was a good time. Joe, K2C, I got it, so I just need to know what year is it, what annual number is it, and I'll get that on the card and we'll get those printed out. K2ZX, are you still in there? Okay, he must have stepped away. So anyways, I'll catch up with Joe and we'll get what year it is for the RocCityNet Fest and get the cards printed up. And with that, that's all I got, Jeff. I'll give it back to you. Just watching the Darlington race here tonight. Good time. They got all the retro cars with all the old paint jobs from the 80s, so kind of fun. So with that, everyone have a great holiday weekend. I'll give it back to W2JTF from KC2GTO.
Okay, Paul, thanks. And yeah, I was over Salisbury Beachway back in July. Nice area there, Hampton Beach. I actually stayed in Hampton Beach, and I know that area. I've been there a few times, and we actually were up in Maine and stopped there for an overnight. Haven't been there in quite a while, so it was kind of nice. So really nice area, and I love the seafood shacks there. So anyways, okay, we're going to move on to Tom, KJ7AV. Go ahead, Tom.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. Not much going on around here. Just relaxing, taking it easy, even though I don't labor during the week. Take full advantage of Labor Day. Guess see you guys at breakfast in Canandaigua. It's KJ7AV, back to net control.
Okay, Tom, thank you very much, and look forward to seeing you at breakfast next Saturday. All right, we're going to move on to Chuck. And Chuck, I think I still messed up your call sign. I have KC2LO, but I don't think that's correct. Go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah, this is KC2LO. It's nice listening to you guys, you know. Everything's a good, positive attitude, and in these times of turmoil, and I wish I had John Gillies' words for it, but I don't at the moment. So back to net control.
Okay, Chuck. Yeah, looks like I did have your call sign, and thanks for checking in. All right, we're at the bottom of the list, so let's see if we have any more check-ins. Please call W2JTF.
W2JTF. This is AC2VE. Alpha Charlie 2 Victor Echo. David and Gates.
W2JTF. WA2GSL, Ed in Farmington.
W2JTF. W2GT, Doug in Union Springs.
Okay, do we have any more check-ins? Call W2JTF. Okay, let's go back to the top of the list. Good evening, Dave. AC2VE, welcome.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for running the net. Appreciate that. I don't check in very often, but I do listen most of the time. I forgot to mention I don't have any traffic, but I do have a question. Isn't there a Hamfest this weekend? Back to the net. I'm clear. I'll be listening.
WR2AHL repeater.
No, Dave, that's a good question. Does anybody know if there's a Hamfest going on this coming weekend? Could be Elmira. I offhand, I don't have the dates for that, but it's quite possible it is Elmira. That's a good one too, by the way.
R2P at Elmira.
Sorry, can you repeat your call again?
Number Romeo 2 Papa in Elmira.
Hey, we'll go to Ed. Ed, were you W2SL?
WA2GSL. No traffic. Just hanging out. Just cleaned up the office today. That's about all I did today with that rain and everything going on. And just got down here to the shack and played around a little bit. Made some contacts on that Tennessee QSO party. Get those guys some contacts, and then I think I got my call for the NYQP. I got K2 Zulu for that day, so we're getting ready for that, and that's about it. So I'll send it back to net. W2JTF in the group, WA2GSL.
R2P.
Go ahead, station.
Romeo 2 Papa in Elmira.
What's the first letter of your call?
Romeo 2 Papa in Elmira.
Yeah, your cutting out before your first letter. Can you try that again? I'm sorry.
November, Romeo 2, Papa in Elmira.
Okay, good. I got it that time. Thank you. All right, let's move over to Doug, W2GT in Union Springs. Evening, Doug.
Good evening, Jeff and everybody on the net. Let's see. We'll have to double check with Joe, but for Paul there, I would I'd bet lunch that this is the 4th annual. But I'm darn near certain of that. This is the 4th annual RocCityNet Fest. Let's see. Today I did go up to Pulteneyville. There, that is a nice little park right on the lake. Had a pavilion right on the lake. The weather wasn't horrible. It was sprinkling a little bit when we got there, but we're under a pavilion, and by the middle of the day, it was actually, the sun was coming out. It was actually quite a nice day up there next to the lake. Thanks to Mike KD2IFF for putting that together. Had a few guys show up. I thought he did quite good for kind of a last minute gathering. We had a good time. I hung out actually longer than I intended to. Let's see what else. Yes, I guess we're all making plans for NYQP. We're going to be Whiskey 2 November, and we're going to activate Seneca County at Cayuga Lake State Park, as someone mentioned earlier. I guess Joe. It hasn't been up, but I just noticed yesterday that it was. The nyqp.org website is up with this year's information on it. So in case anybody's been waiting for that, it's there. And I put in our planned activation, and I would advise that anybody does that. It kind of gets that's the point. Let me drop it a second. That's the point, just so everybody kind of has an idea what county might need to still be open to go activate. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to this Saturday, next Saturday. We've got lots of radio activity going on here, so very good. And yes, to add to what Tim said, Jack Smith, I've known Jack pretty much my entire life. I live about 4 miles from where he lived, and for this area here, right around Auburn, that's going to leave a big hole. That is for sure. Jack was a heck of a guy. Always had a minute to help out a new guy, including myself. So that was a sad day. So back to net control, W2GT.
Check.
Go ahead, Joe.
I forgot to say, too, I just want to give my condolences to Jack's family there and stuff, but I've talked to Jack as well. I knew I forgot something there. I wanted to just add that. So just wanted to say that, Jeff. Back to you.
Okay, Net would like to recognize NR2P, Mike and Elmira. Go ahead, Mike. You were doing pretty good there from Elmira, hitting the repeater well.
Michael, I just wanted to correct you on one small detail. The Elmira Hamfest will be September 30th. Saturday, September 30th, the last Saturday in September, and we will be giving exams on the VE. We'll be testing technician, general, and extra class. Exams start at 10 a.m. So we're welcoming anybody who wants to come in and sit down and take the exams. Back to net control.
Okay, Michael, appreciate the update, and definitely look forward to the Hamfest in Elmira for sure. I know I've been a couple times. I really enjoy the drive down. So, all right, well, here at the bottom of the list, do we have any other check-ins for the RocCityNet called W2JTF?
W2JTF?
Kilo Delta 2, Charlie Tango Zulu, Don and Webster.
Okay, we'll turn it over to you, Don. Good evening.
Good evening, Jeff. How are you on the net? Not a whole lot to add. Just checking in, giving you one for the count. It's kind of wet today. I was down in the Cortland area. Didn't do a whole lot of radio work, but I did some prepping some trees, cutting some limbs down for maybe changing the antennas down there around a little bit. That's about it. Back to you.
Okay, Don, very good. Thanks for checking in. Well, it doesn't sound like we have any more check-ins, so I think what we'll do is call it an evening and move on to the Wednesday night 75-meter net. So I'd like to thank Mike, W2HYP repeater owner, for letting us use this fantastic repeater on Bristol Mountain. And I would like to close the net and thank everybody for checking in. W2JTF.